covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Low snowfall is creating major traffic jams in the north. We take you live to Interstate 5, where miles of big rigs are waiting for the storm to pass. Plus,
it's very important to me that these people have someplace that's safe, it's warm, they're fed, and that they can rest.
dozens are struggling to stay dry on the street. We show you how our area's homeless are finding solace from the storm. Chief Meteorologist Howie Gordon is tracking what you need to know down to the minute, because things are happening by the minute, Howie, and we're here in the Storm Tracker Weather Center. We do have team coverage across the region. Camille Acevedo is monitoring flooded roads, or roads that may well become flooded. Brianda Limos is riding along with storm standby crews, and Jesse Angelo is live as snow wreaks havoc on Shasta County Road. First, we'll check in with our chief meteorologist who's tracking those conditions. And to be specific, Interstate 5 northbound is closed right now because snow up there that far north, Howie.
Yeah, the farther north you go in the valley, the higher rain rates, and then we're also looking at the snow in those higher elevations. Now, I said many times, there's no such thing as bad weather, but inappropriate clothing. All our reporters out there are dressed to challenge these elements, which are trying to come at us with everything at the moment. But again, some of the higher, heavier rain rates, you get a little further north over there by Redding and Red Bluff, but really the whole area valley included blanketed in at least light rain. But then even in the valley now, we're seeing some of those yellows and those oranges indicating heavier rain. Then the blue, you see the higher elevations where snow levels at the moment between 4,000 to 5,000 feet is where we're looking at that snow. But we've seen over 2 inches of rain in some spots between now and maybe our first little lull sometime on Saturday, when actually the storms move inland. Yeah, we could see 6 to 7 inches of rain, and then our snow levels will move a little bit and fluctuate during the week, but we are looking at significant snow as well. But again, a flood watch, so creeks, rivers, streams, ponds, those are going to overflow their banks. We could see ponded water on streets and sidewalks. Believe me, you don't want to challenge those ponds. You never know how deep they are. So you want to take all the necessary precautions. But we're going to address, again, we have strong winds, the rain, and the snow coming up again in just a little bit.
Thank you, Howie. And Action News Now reporter Jesse Angelo is live now north of Redding. Jesse, what kind of activity are you seeing there right now?
Alan, I am off Interstate 5 north off the Wonderland exit in Mountain Gate at a convenience store and gas station here, and there are people that are congregating here just waiting for the weather to improve, as Interstate 5 is closed due to heavy snow further up on the interstate. And as we mentioned, there are miles of big rigs up and down Interstate 5 on just off the interstate, as well as all the on-ramps and off-ramps. Any motorists who have to actually get out there and travel need to be aware of those hazards as well, as we continue to monitor this heavy rainstorm here in Shasta County. And I'll be taking a closer look at this at Action News Now at 11 as well. In Mountain Gate Live, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
Hey, and Jesse, just to be clear, where is the interstate closed? I mean, it's closed going north there, right? Where's it closed at?
Yep. It is closed at the Fondale exit, which is just about a mile north of where I am right now.
When that's going to reopen, but we will keep you updated on that. Thanks, Jesse. And now to Butte County. Camille Acevedo is live off of a road known to flood pretty much every year whenever we get a lot of wet weather. Lower Honcut Road, just outside of Oroville. So, Camille, what are you seeing so far?
Right, Alan. I've actually had to move. I'm here on Central House Road, not that far from Lower Huncut Road. Now, this road, just like Lower Huncut Road, they are not flooded. I know it's hard to see. It's super dark outside, but these roads are definitely slippery, and there's potholes, so small puddles are starting to form. Now, right next to me here is a gate that Butte County Public Works uses to close roads when they are flooded. Now, this road obviously is still open to the public, and these gates are across this whole area, so you will see them on Stimson Road, on Lower Huncut Road, Middle Huncut Road, Cox Lane. They all have these gates because these roads typically do flood. Now, I talked to many people in the area. They were too shy to go on camera, but they do tell me that even though it is not flooded yet, they are anticipating it to flood in the next coming weeks, just given the fact that we also have a creek, Wyandotte Creek, that crosses through this entire area. And when it overflows, it starts to go on into the sides of the road. Now, Butte County Public Works says that they are going to continue to monitor these roads. They were out here earlier today. I saw them, and they're going to continue to do that on a daily basis for as long as we continue to see this rain and even the aftermath. And also, they want to ensure that people not only living in the areas that are by these flooded roads or potential flooded roads, but just in general to stay safe, always stay vigilant, get as many sandbags as you can, and to not speed on these roads either, because a lot of these roads here are definitely very broken down, a lot of potholes, as I mentioned, a lot of gravel, and so it's easy to get your tire popped, if anything, or get a flat tire. So back to you at the station here in Butte County. I'm Camille Acevedo for Action News Now.
Make it clear, though, just make sure I understood you correctly. All those roads that you just mentioned, there are gates ready to close them, but they're all open right now. They are open and not flooded, right?
That's right, Alan.
Thank you, Camille, and hopefully you can get back there safely, please. Now, Brianda Limos joins us now from Chico. And Brianda, how are people worried about flooding, preparing for another night of the rain?
Yeah, Alan, well, I mean, it's still raining. It started raining a little bit harder earlier, but it has quite calmed down a little bit. Now, I am on West 12th Street and Chestnut Avenue, where this neighborhood does have a lot of trees and piles of leaves waiting for the city to be picked up. Now, I did hang out with Public Works today to follow them around on them picking up leaves. They showed me how their job really relies on homeowners. They say that people who pile up their leaves and get them ready for pickup make it easier and faster for crews to sweep through the rest of the city. We mentioned the power requirements. Remember, no more than 4 feet high, 1 foot away from the curb. I spoke with Justin Orozco, senior maintenance crew member with Public Works, and he broke down how crews decide when and where they clear leaves.
Be usually 2 or 3 crews, and one will be on the east side of town, one will be on the west side of town. We start in areas, so this is our first area we restarted. So we are on west and east of Park, so this will be our first area. Now we will work everything north all the way up Chico, and that's how the streets get done in city limits. So every city limit street will get done, and we start on one side and go all the way till we can't anymore.
Orozco says another way you can help crews out is by not parking on the road when it comes to pickup days. It helps them not get behind on their route and try to work around cars, and they can pick up more leaves. Now, just like this pile right here behind me, I did measure it off my phone, and it's about 3 feet high. There is a lot of puddles here, so it's definitely very important to make sure you pile up those leaves, and it is quite a pretty fast process when they pick them up. In Chico, Brianda Lemus for Action News Now.
Thank you, Brianda. And if you are in need of sandbags to protect your home or property, you can find a list of places throughout our area on our website. Just go to News and then News Links. A winter storm warning is still in effect in Shasta County through 10 tonight, and this is time-lapse video from the Alert California camera as snow coats the mountains. And Action News Now reporter Blake Mayfield swung by foothill communities to see how they're faring in the lower-level snow.
Heavy rain and snow has started to affect some communities in our region. One location that will see snow stick this week is Shingletown, which did receive some overnight, but saw most of it turn to slush throughout the day Wednesday. The Shasta County Public Works Department says it has multiple crews out working in higher elevation communities in the county to ensure the busiest roads, like I-5 and Highway 44, are clear for drivers in both directions.
And then also we work in conjunction with the CHP and the Sheriff's Office to let us know where really those priority kind of road impacts are occurring.
Heath says to also be aware of puddles of water in the roadway, as it can be hard to tell how deep some puddles are from a vehicle. He added that it only takes 1 inch of standing water to hydroplane. Reporting in Reading, I'm Blake Mayfield, Action News Now.
Shasta County's Public Works Department encourages everyone to give them a call if you see any flooding in ditches or if you see debris on the road near you. 6 months and still no sign of a suspected murderer. Why deputies are now asking for your help. But first, steady rain is making for tough conditions on the streets. How a local shelter is stepping in to give the homeless a dry place to stay next.